Okay, I'm back. So let's go on with this journal. I will glue down all these panels of scrapbooking paper I cut to size using my Fabri-Fix glue. Fabri-Fix or Fabri-Tac, it's the same. So I cut them all to the perfect size for every individual cover piece. So this is a kind of scrapbooking paper. It's not this thick, but I think it's not too thin, so I don't have to smoosh out the glue. So take care of the edges, put a good amount of glue on the edges. Maybe you could use double-sided tape as well, but I don't know if this will stay in place so good for a long time, so for many years. So I like to use Fabri-Fix glue because I trust it. I think you could use PVA glue as well. It just has to dry a bit longer. Fabri-Fix is grabbing really fast. So place it over here, oops, so that it's covering up the initial paper. And if the initial paper is sticking out a tiny little bit somewhere, it really is no big deal. So for me it's fine. Bone folder to press it down really good, and especially the edges, using bone folder and finger tool. Okay, so now let's move on to the next piece. And just work your way through all the four inner cover pieces. So repeating the steps. I hope you enjoyed the other parts of the video, and maybe you recreate this. So I would love to see your recreation. So if you would like to tell me, I would love to read. So tell me in the comments or write an email to me. I have my email address in my description, not in the description box, but in the channel description. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram, melpinkjournals, and you can write me a message on Instagram. Or maybe you created some journals like this before by your own, and I would love to see your creations. So tell me in the comments, please, so that I can watch out your videos. So it's not necessary to put it right into the middle. I try to put it somewhere into the middle between my foldings. Oh, this looks really good. But if not, if it's a bit more to the left or to the right, we will cover it up with some overlapping fabric anyway. So it's really no big deal. Be a bit careful with your bone folder, because it can happen when you use a thinner paper, or it depends on the kind of paper you use, yet that you rub off a bit of your paper. This happened to me not often, but once or twice. So just be careful with this. We went for a dog walk a few minutes ago, and it's really cold. It's -2 degrees here in Germany on the 28th of December today. So it's really cold. And I'm grateful that I can stay in my craft room for nearly the rest of the day, to say so. I will go to a concert on the evening, early evening. But otherwise I will just craft on, relax, take my time, chill on the weekend. It is weekend? No, it's not weekend. Yes, it's weekend. Okay. I just got distracted because we had the Christmas days, and I don't have to work on Christmas days. So it's like weekend for me, but now it's Saturday, so it is really weekend. And I don't work on weekends. So it's a bit hard to press, because this specific bottle, I think it grabbed some air before I opened it up. Usually the glue runs really easy. So it's weekend and I don't have to work on weekends, so I had 1 working day, 3 days off, the 3 Christmas days, so Christmas Eve, first and second Christmas day, and then I had to work 1 day again, which was yesterday. Now I have 2 free days, and then I have to work on Monday, and I have 3 days on New Year and the day before New Year. So this is really fine. So I have a lot of crafting time, which I will use for my crafting projects. I wanted to finish some projects, and now, oops, I began some new projects, but anyway, I just do what I like. So I will put this down another way around. So with this darker space, darker areas over here. So the other way around, just because. Let's just double check. Yes, this looks good. Can move a bit more to the right. So you can slide it around for a few seconds. But Fabrifix is drying really, really fast. And you can remove the whole thing, so sliding around is a bit trickier. This paper is really thick, so I can slide it around. If it were a thin paper, I think it would rip when trying to slide it around. These are just things you have to keep in mind when working with this. Okay, just pressing this down really good, especially on this edges where the fabric stays. It's a bit thicker over here so that nothing stands up. And sorry if I'm not perfectly in frame or not all in frame, but I think now I'm in frame. It's because of the width of this specific journal. I'm so in love with this that I pulled out 2 other books that look really the same. So Reader's Digest books in this case. Usually Reader's Digest books have some paintings or some illustrations in them, so I will use them, of course. Maybe not in the cover I create or in the junk journal I create, but in other projects. And Reader's Digest books have a kind of faux leather. Usually they are wrapped in faux leather, and they have the same size, or nearly the same size. I think Reader's Digest books have the same size, maybe another spine width from now and then, but I love to use them. Oh. Whew. I have only this much glue left and I try to use it up, but I'm really looking forward to open up another bottle, and hopefully the glue seepage, not seepage, the glue flowing is then the way I know it's usually. Oof, so way easier than this. But because it's an expensive but very, very good glue, I want to use up every little drop if I can. So last part. And then storing it like this, so upside down in this bottle I cut open. Okay. Put it right to the side. Just concentrating a bit, trying to catch the paper that was inside before, or that is inside already. Okay. Yes, it looks good. Smoosh it out a bit. If you have some glue seepage anywhere, you can just remove it with your finger or with a wet wipe, so with a baby wipe to say so. But I think I put on a good amount of glue, so enough to hold it in place, but not so much that it's seeping out. Okay, that's it so far. Looks really, really good. You open it up like this. Okay, now I need my fabric again, which I put on my chair where I was sitting on. Okay, I need 3 pieces. So let's see. I think I will cut off a piece of here. Just eyeballing. I like this really much, but it's too much of the same for me for this project, so I will use this in other projects. just goes into my box. Okay, this is really not straight, but anyway. So we need a width something like, I will cut it over here, why not? So I don't need the whole length, something like over here, a bit shorter I think. I'm just cutting a bigger amount that is needed. Okay, I have to stand up, otherwise I cannot see it. So this is really wide. Okay, maybe I can cut it straight when I look at this side. And yes, I will cut right into the stitches, but I will glue it on, so this will go into the trash. This is too small for me to work with, but I will glue it on so it's fine. It will not unravel too much. So let's see, I need something. In this case, I want to cut right next to the sewing part. And this is big enough. You can create fabric ruffles out of it, so I will keep this. Okay, this looks good. And then maybe I will use this. Is it straight? Yes, it's straight enough. And then I will cut off this. And I will keep this too. So let's see. Okay, maybe we can cut this a bit straighter. Straight cutting by eyeballing. It's a bit difficult, but anyway, I like it. Does not have to be perfectly straight, just a bit like straightish. Some things flying around I don't need. Okay. Okay, yes, this looks good. Yes, it's covering up an amount of the scrapbooking paper, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now I need a second piece and a third piece. So let's just see. I like this. I think I will use this. So we have to cut this off. And then I think we will have enough left over for the second piece. The third piece, sorry, for the third piece. So now I will use this big, I will not use this, but I will cut some. I will use this bigger piece just because I like pink. This is why my channel's name is melpinkjournals. Mel for my name, pink for my favorite color. Not all my covers are pink, of course. This would be too plain for me. Everything doing the same, every time doing the same. No. And journals for junk journals, of course. So melpinkjournals. So let's see. Need a bit more fabric. Okay, I think I will try to cut this straight over here. Just cutting off the piece I need here. Letting it overhang a bit so that I have some more fabric left to cut off straight. Then I try to, I could even leave it be as it is right here. I think I will do this, why not? Just trying to cut off a few of these loosened threads. And this piece, this I will keep. Oh yes, I think this looks good. Oh yes, I like it. So then I will cut off a tiny little piece over here. You can let it overlap as well. Sometimes I do it with fabrics that are fraying at the ends. I like the look, but for this, and this I will throw away. This is too tiny for me to work with. Okay, can cut off another really tiny piece, hoping for the best. Yes. Okay, for me it's fine that you are only able to see just a bit of this panels, so covering up most of it. For me it's fine. So now last piece. Maybe we will do this again and let this just overlap. Okay, this is straight, this is not, but anyway. Or I could use this because I have this long pink piece over here, the pink piece over here. But this bird would be upside down. Maybe, no, this is too short. Okay, I will just go with the flow as I did before. I will just do it again. So I have to cut off a bit of here because I already cut into here. So we will get rid of this whole thing. I think I will keep this. Ah, I put it in another direction now. This is cool too, but it's a bit too short for me. No, then we need this direction. This is really not straight. But I want to use this part, I think. Putting it on like this. I think I will cut off a piece of this because otherwise it's too wide. Decisions over decisions. Because when I put it on like this, I have only this tiny piece over here overlapping. So this is a bit too less for me. Or I could put it on like this. No, I don't like it because the bird is upside down. As I said before, I think I will use this piece and keep this for other projects. Okay, so let's see. We need an amount like, this would be enough over here. I think I will cut here. So right next to the stitching, because with the stitching it is way too wide. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, trying to cut this straight. Sometimes it's easier to flip it around to cut straight so that the patterns are not distracting you so much. Okay, and now I will cut it off here. So let's see, a tiny piece more, just a little bit. And you can glue it in first and then cut it off. Sometimes I do this, but for me it's easier to cut it to size before gluing it in. This is fraying a tiny little bit, but not as much as I told you before when I let the fabric hanging out with a good amount of fraying. Okay, this is a bit short. I have to straighten it out a bit, but then it will work out. Okay, fine, that's it. Now again for the glue bottle, and we will repeat the thing we did before. So sitting down, putting glue right into the spine and then working our way through the fabric. Because these are thin fabrics, I have to smoosh out the glue to avoid glue seepage. Let's put this to the side. So for journals like this, or like other journals with only one spine, so the usual book journals, bookish junk journals, you can use a theme. So maybe you want to do a vintage theme or a Victorian ladies theme, or I don't know, or a floral theme, something like this. You can do this. I tried this out for myself, and I'm not able to do this. I don't like it to be too much in one theme. I don't like to stay in a theme, so I like it when I see it on other channels, but for me it's not possible to do this. So I have another style which is totally fine, so I don't follow a theme, as you can see here. Okay, my wife is calling for me. I have to help her, so I will be back soon.